토요일 오후 5시 40분이 지나고 있습니다. 야, 오늘은 삼육대학교 안식일 예배에 갔다가 다 감동적인 장면을 세계적인 이 삼육대학 네트워크들이 전부 모여가지고 총체적으로 국제 영어 예배도 오늘 세계적인 보통 사람이 말하면 월드 컨퍼런스 삼육 안식일 개통에 모든 사람들이 모여서 예배를 드리는 장면을 오늘 많이 찍어봤는데 아주 감동적이었습니다. 내일 이제 올라갈 텐데 참 이게 참 조직마다 배울 게 많이 있습니다. The next decade, where we've been and where we are going. Financial crisis, greatness, unexpected power shift. This could lead to South Atlantic, not only dominated by Brazil, but with Brazilian naval forces based on both the Brazilian and the African coast. Internet riches, the simple money-making secret of online millionaires. My website, internetmillionairesecret.com, is a good demonstration of an effective use of template to create a site that's functional and professional in appearance and quickly offers visitors the information they seek. The 100 Simple Secrets of a Great Relationship. Many of them, when I spoke with, admitted that although they'd been committed to an equal relationship at the beginning of their marriages, they found it difficult to maintain their open-minded stance, particularly when they felt their wives weren't giving them the kind of attention they wanted. He says, your handwriting can change your life. In the handwriting, the letter capital A and the small a reflects how we express that ego in daily life and the degree of sensitivity or comfort we have about our physical self-image. Tools of Titans. I don't really want to go to Australia right now. How to write letters for all occasions. The letter of Mary to Gilbert is charming. To sell is human. The surprising truth about moving others. They teach us how to answer, but not how to ask. Way of the Wolf, straight line selling. Master the art of persuasion, influence, and success. Are there any clues in their facial expression, or their tone of voice, or their general body language? Reading matters. Cleaning the fishbowl at midnight. to avoid imminent pissing death, buying birthday gift at the all-right drugstore, vacuum dust, furnace 15 minutes before guest arrive. These are the things that make the blood course and the mouth swear. Live and in person. However, the executive who was in charge back in Atlanta didn't like the idea of my being part of the coverage at all. A father's journey through his son's addiction. My condition worsens. My condition worsens. 100 ways to draw a bird and make a living from illustration. If you use an eyeliner sharpener, you'll notice that your colored pencils break up less readily because of the shallower cutting angle. Creating a life of material and spiritual abundance. Convergence. Even though many people have written about convergence, there still seems to be a tremendous amount of confusion about whether you should convert from a traditional IRA to a Roth and how convergence really works. A concise guide to the United Nations, economics and social development. Thinking for a change. 11 ways highly successful people approach life and work. I was so proud of the people I saw on the street. Your mama is so fast. She walked into the gap and filled it. You can be a stock market genius. Uncover the secret hiding places of stock market profit. Also trying to expand his media empire. Be originator of the Fox Television Network and the chairman of the QVC home shopping service, launched a competing bid for Paramount just 1 week after the Viacom announcement. Economic literacy, what everyone needed to know about money and the market. Others, such as the airlines that ship the product, will also benefit from new biddings. Shortages create both the winners and the losers. Guide to investing, what the rich invest in that the poor and the middle class do not. In ensuring physical security, physical space management system, maintaining and designing telephone and electrical system. Big switch, rewiring the world from Edison to Google. It's as bad as you can imagine, he told the audience. It puts the whole internet at risk. The art of the start, the time-tested, battle-hardened guide for anyone starting anything. You don't have to learn what happened before you. In fact, you can be the event that other speakers have to cope with. The science of getting rich, the proven mental program to a life of wealth. No one has a greater opportunity to carry into effect the teaching of this book than the practitioner of medicine. It does not matter to which of the various schools he may belong, for the principle of healing is common to all of them and may be reached by all alike. What does it mean to be well educated? And more essays on standards, grading, and other follies. Admittedly, large state universities are more resistant to unconventional application than small private colleges, simply because of economics. It takes more time and therefore more money for admissions officers to read meaningful application materials than it does for them to glance at the GPA or an SAT score and plug it into a formula. Closing the innovation gap, reigniting the spark of creativity in a global economy. Its mission is to foster lasting improvement in the human condition through grants and fellowship. The craft of research. People investing in IT system of business should restructure its organization and management to use a system productively. 9 minutes on Monday, the quick and easy way to go from manager to leader. The video clearly shows people walking by, some pausing to glance, and one man even stopping to take a picture with his cell phone. Secret of the Money Lab: how behavioral economics can improve your business. Of course, not all rules are hard to change. In fact, because small, seemingly insignificant changes to the rules can have a great impact. It often pays to track rules even when they seem to be underworking. What a watchman's rattle, thinking our way out of extinction. Contrast this against the PCAST meetings today. They are managed ostensibly by Holdren, and OSTP, and each proceeding is open to media coverage, which under the pressure of public scrutiny inhibits the free exchange of new ideas. Cash flow quadrant. Rich Dad's Guide to Financial Freedom. Well, money is my game, said the rich dad. I love the money game. Crazy, busy, beautiful, beauty's secret for getting gorgeous fast. Expensive perfume beyond your budget. Can we all get along? Racial and ethnic minorities in American politics. The National Center for Education Statistics reports that 70% of the estimated 3.6 million children in the United States with limited English proficiency are Hispanic. Bipolar disorder. Mania is the depression's evil twin, the insidious instigator who tugs on your puppy strings and encourages you to perform all manner of lewd and immoral acts. Insidious. 240 writing topics. I simply expect my parent to help me while I cannot help myself. The Don't Sweat the Guide for Couples. Ways to be more intimate, loving, and stress-free in your relationship. A fair division of labor becomes a scorecard, and equality in giving becomes tit for tat. Give more than necessary. How children succeed, grit, curiosity, and the hidden power of character. And when Angela, the guru of self-control and grit at the University of Pennsylvania, analyzed GPA and standardized test scores among middle school and high school students, she found that standardized test scores were predicted by scores on pure IQ tests, and that GPA was predicted by scores on tests of self-control. Your best year yet. 10 questions for making the next 12 months your most successful year. Starting to plan your best year yet. Write each goal on a separate piece of paper or a card and place them in front of you. Guided to information graphics, the do's and don'ts of presenting data, facts, and the figures. Go for a bar instead of another pie. 5 levels of leadership. Proven steps to maximize your potential. That started with Blanchard, who said he loved reading books. Loved reading books and any kind of opportunity to receive leadership training. How to get what you want and want what you have. A practical and spiritual guide to personal success. Removing 12 blocks. It is not enough to feel what you feel and explore what you want. The shift. Taking your life from ambition to meaning. God is doing nothing, yet leaving nothing. God is doing nothing, yet leaving nothing undone. Today we are rich, harnessing the power of total confidence. I was mortified. Raging happiness. 10 simple steps for more joyful kids and happier parents. To be writing and reading a chapter such as this is a privilege. This is a privilege. Not everyone is lucky enough to have even an ounce of control over their environment. The marketing classic. How to be positioning. How to be seen and heard in the overcrowded marketplace. Lifesavers candy. Lifesavers gum. Why men don't listen and women can read maps. He should have called by now. She's salt. Sleep smarter. 21 essential strategies to sleep your way to a better body, better health, and bigger success. Now, breathe out. Through your nose as you empty your belly and lungs of every drop of air. The omnivore's dilemma, a natural history of 4 meals. So in hunting my own dinner, I would be starting very much from scratch. The professional, defining the new standard of excellence at work. Ken had taken everyone by surprise, and the tone of the meeting shifted from witch hunting and finger pointing to how they could be prepared for such an event in the future. The 21 indispensable qualities of a leader, becoming the person others will want to follow. If you are not a physician, you've probably never heard the name William Osler. Life is tremendous. Do you want to be happy, productive, healthy, and secure? Enthusiasm makes the difference. He said maybe it's because, and he read me something from the Bible. Soul survivor. Numerous coasts are scattered around Maine and the South Coast. Getting unstuck, a simple step to solving any problem. Can I see the trees rather than the forest, or vice versa? Retirement 101, a crash course in retirement planning. You need to enter your name as it appears on your Social Security card, a valid email account, a U.S. mailing address, and your Social Security number to get started. The Doodle Revolution unlocked the power to think differently. I hope those two games gave you some insight into the making of system maps. Scholastic First Dictionary. Fruit. The fruit of a plant is the part that holds the seed. Making a good brain great. As opera as it sounds, taking prescription medication for brain problem or even to enhance brain health can affect a person's Insurability. Convinced how to prove your competence and win people over. However, we all have an innate need for human touch. Even babies who do not get enough physical contact become anxious and restless. Smarter thinking. 3 essential keys to solve problems, innovate, and get things done. Participants were asked to learn some of the word list while they were sitting on land near the water, and the other list while diving underwater in full scuba gear. Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. Mastering the inner game of wealth. There's nothing wrong with being in a personal service business. Other than that, unless you get on your investment horse pretty soon and do exceptionally well, you'll be trapped into working forever. The psychology book, Big Ideas Simply Explained, so that only one stream of information is processed. Ethics at 101. Anyone who realized that he's guarding his power too much had better start examining himself for breaches of ethics. You say more than you think. A 7-day plan for using the new body language to get what you want. Soon I noticed that both his left and right fist were clutched. His brows were furrowed down. His brows were furrowed down, and his upper lip had completely disappeared. This was much more than anger. This was rage. When Ted lost control of the TEDx, as more organizations adopt your platform and data accumulate, you can begin to build models of what practice drive outcomes. The children try to catch the fruit as it falls. $1 Million Habits, 10 simple steps to getting everything you want in life. Unfortunately, every entrepreneur who has made this noble mistake has found out the hard way that there's one major flaw in the operating system. The dollars flow in only one direction. No one looks out for Uncle Dumb. Infographic for dummies. Build your design using wireframes, mood boards, and graphic design tools. The second way to change colors in your Photoshop document using color overlays can also be used in older versions of Photoshop and behave similarly. Overlays. How to love, too soon old, too late smart. 28% admitted that they had stolen something from a store in the past year. Secrets about life every woman should know. 10 principles for total emotional and spiritual fulfillment. Your mind creates your experience of reality, so make your mind your friend. When you find yourself reacting intensely to something in another person, ask yourself, what part of me is like this person? The 6 most important decisions you'll ever make. Question 7 answer true. You can pick up an STD from oral sex. Becoming. The two of us went early that morning to our polling place, which was in the gym at Belula Shoesmith Elementary School, just a few blocks away from our house in Chicago. Willpower. Willpower. Rediscovering the greatest human strengths. This time, as usual, the children won. You can be happy no matter what. 5 principles for keeping life in perspective. We stumble, tend to be negative, and exaggerate faults in others. Life is an attitudes. How to grow forever better. Habits of growing adults. Why we sleep. Unlocking the power of sleep and the dreams. So much so that some individuals try controlling this normally non-volitional process and direct their own dream experience while dreaming. The power of a story. Change your story, change your destiny in business and in life. He's also not using this time particularly well. How to manage it up. Get the boss to buy in. What your leader expects of you. Managing your boss. thanks to Flood's patient but incessant prodding, Nolan is sensitized to this latest development. Thank you, note. Thank you, urinals that inexplicably have eyes in them. There are no shortcuts. The kids learn all kind of lessons here. The big magic, creative living beyond the fear. She tended to like stories about animals better than stories about the people. Coach and Impact Pro. Girls should compete against boys in organized athletics. 0 to Gillionaire. 8 foolproof steps to financial peace of mind. You've got to say your new price proudly and strongly. The designer says, quotes, quips, and words of wisdom. I like the ugly, raw work. If there is something in common about my books, it is the roughness. They are all refined. Very often there is something wrong with them. Brand you. Turn your unique talents into a winning formula. Once you have practiced this exercise a few times on your own, you can use aspects of it when you are with other people. Management tips. Empower your employees. Focus on growth. Create an environment where people have the opportunity to expand their skill and are rewarded for doing so. Med school confidential. Humility. As in most professions, the best thing you can do as you enter the clinical world and start out in the unfamiliar terrain of the woods is to display humility. I wish I knew then what I know now. Now panic and the freak out. I've read about foreign policy and studied. I know the number of continents. 52 things kids need from a mom. What mothers can do to make a lifelong difference. There wasn't even one weed or bare spot in the yard, mainly because the former owners were amazing yard people. The digital matrix, new rules for business transformation through technology. After all, you know about the classic fiascos such as Xerox, which fumbled, fumbled the future because the parent company failed to understand and appreciate that its far-flung satellite unit, Xerox at the Puck, had invented a graphic user interface and an optical mouse, the forerunners to the personal computer. Managing the 24/7 work at the place, next gen retirement. One of the cross the industry projects we started was the creation of Autodesk's Boston headquarters, a groundbreaking, LEED certified building. Reaching the rich world's poorest customer, making strategy work, how to avoid the traps, and execute the brilliantly. Complexity. Hopes that you didn't have anything important planned for this weekend. Simple as your life. Transformation. The mindset you need. Making it right. Having had the opportunity to invest the better part of the last decade towards exploring and learning about the healing and spiritual tradition of modern and ancient cultures from around the world, a few things have become very clear. Today is the last day of the rest of your life. The emotional life of your brain, how its unique patterns affect the way you think, feel, and live, and how you can change them. It is as if the auditory cortex, tired of enforced inactivity as a result of receiving no signals from the ears, took upon itself a regimen of job training so that it now processes visual signals. The new job security, the 5 best strategies for taking control of your career. People you know can be bolder online, displaying side of their personalities you've never seen before. How to talk about hot topics on campus, from polarization to moral conversation, social class, exclusivity, selectivity, academic excellence, rigorous teaching, silence, prejudice. Make luck happen. Create an effective, consistently lucky person who practice leadership through structured problem solving. Start each day. Start each day with a task completed. Chapter 10. Life lesson from basic SEAL training. Secrets of Mind Power, the world's leading expert on mind and memory training. In each case, select the one you feel is most ridiculous, and take a second to picture it. The man who lied to his laptop. What then should we conclude about humor in the workplace? Built to serve. How to drive the bottom line with the people first the practice. The experience left me with 2 permanent imprints. First, contrary to the glamorized war movies I grew up watching, the real experience is a horrible thing. Protocrats, the rise of the new global super rich and the fall of everyone else. Failure to grasp. Failure to grasp the impact of unbridled Western-style capitalism on its elite families in a society and a cultural and culture lacking in legal or ethical counterbalance is to miss the reality of today's China. success in selling. There are many such points during an interview. These are the high interest points. The salesman must identify this and close the sale at one such point. Auto repair for dummies. Learn to perform routine repair and maintenance. If you find that you are not low on fluid, drive carefully to your friendly service facility and ask them to remedy the situation. Remedy the situation. What are some characteristics of the ocean? The ocean floor is as varied as the land above water. Trench, abysmal the plain, continental slope, continental shelf, trench. Something for nothing. The all-consuming desire that turns the American dream into a social nightmare. Their goals were to help people in difficulty to get back on their feet and become active and productive members of society. A collection of Stephen R. Covey's most memorable and important teachings drawn from his best-selling books, The Principle of Truth. Neverisms, a quotation lover's guide to things you should never do, never say, or never forget. 14. Never have your dog stopped. When a case of polio was diagnosed in a community, it was common for frightened parents to keep their children away from swimming pools, movie theaters, and other public places where the odds of contracting the viral infection would be increased. 50 high-impact speeches and remarks, proven words you can adapt for any business occasion. If you haven't guessed it already, that test was mine. The speech is about opportunities for women, but this is the first indication of topic probably should appear earlier. Model your next public remarks on actual speeches from Lee. doing work you love, discovering your purpose and realizing your dreams, and visualize yourself meeting with the person you are contacting. How to get the appointment you want. You will encounter resistance. So what? So what? Reading comprehension. What is the difficult word in sentence 3? What does that word mean? What context clues? What context clues strategy did you use to assign the word to the meaning? How to win friends and influence people. Boris, that is all they are. Boys, intoxicated with their own egos, drunk with a sense of their own importance. Boys. How to work with the toxic colleagues, coaching the alpha and the male. What a star, what a joke. Coaching the toxic leader. For pathologies that can hobble an executive and bring misery to the workplace, and what to do about them. The Big Nine, how the tech titans and their sinking machines could whoop the humanity. Scammers steal identities. Scammers steal identities and use them to lure people using hyper realistic interaction. Righteous pork chop, finding a life and good food beyond the factory farms. I later learned that scientists have in fact long documented the existence of fishy personalities. The debauched handbook. If you haven't thought of these questions and you don't know the answers, you won't get a fair divorce. Caution. The selection of the trial judge may substantially predetermine the outcome of the case because of that judge's known predilection. Make today count. The secret of your success is determined by your daily agenda. That's when I made another of my life decision. I will live to give. 2002 ways to cheer yourself up. Ways to cheer up children. Hug them. Listen to what they are saying. Reassure them. Set an example for them. Allow them to cry. Allow them to cry. Tell them it is okay to feel sad. How to build and grow a panic-proof investment portfolio. We learned a few things that day. Rest. When you get more done when you work less. The 10 proven method for resting that will radically improve your life. Ironically, for all their interest in sports, none of Sherrington's students ever investigated the effect of exercise on cognitive performance and the brain. Perfect praises for business ladders. If the person said should do something, mention specifically possible, what she said, when she said it, and whether it is in a memo, email, voicemail, or conversation. Different. Escaping the competitive herd. Succeeding in a world where conformity reigns, but exceptions rule. As for the latter, these are the ones for whom we reserve our full attention, the ones we hold in genuinely different regard. Back to basics, a review of business priorities. For this position, comparative productivity of individuals can be generally determined and should be acknowledged in the annual increments, promotion, etc. How successful people lead, taking your influence to the next level. Level 4, people development, helping individual leaders grow, extend your influence and impact. Lies my teacher told me, everything your American history textbook got wrong. All 12 textbooks are silent about repeated attempts to assassinate uh, Premier Fidel Castro of Cuba. The United States dropped 3 times as many tons of explosives in Vietnam as it dropped in all theaters of World War II, including Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Morning sunshine, how to radiate competence and feed it too. That's led to the creation and the current construction of the World Children's Center. Morning sunshine. This year I will. How to finally change your habit, keep a resolution, or make a dream come true. Look at the character strengths that you are cultivating. Your belief becomes your thought. Your thought become your words. Your words become your action. Your actions become your habit. Your habits become your values. Your values become your destiny. Your beliefs become your thought. Your best life begins each morning. Devotions to start every day of the year. The key to living your best life starts with how you approach every new day. You can do anything about the past, and you don't know what the future holds. But when you wake up in the morning, you can make up your mind to do your best to enjoy your day. Becoming the boss. New rules for the next generation of leaders. Chapter 5 Managing. Driving the truck. Giving out the trophies. Giving out the trophies. And closing your door almost all the way. the unconventionals, how rebel companies are changing markets, hearts and mind, and how you can too. Hundreds of co-sponsors, thousands of chambers of commerce, millions of consumers, and even the American president and the Congress at the time jumped onto the bandwagon. In an initiative that has helped improve the fortunes of independent retailers across the country and has become a cultural mainstay in the process. Choose them wisely, so that become things. Of course, beliefs, action, and words play a role too, a powerful role. Meditation to heal your life. I pay attention to the good in life. I know that good resides in every moment and in every place, and that even in the worst situation, a bit of goodness can be found. New, wonderful experiences now enter my life. I am safe. I am safe.